Hello and welcome to the State of Sin. This is Yota, and I'm here with Jules, Dennis, Demon, and Lifelike.
What?
Hi!
Amazing.
We're gonna have a French touch show tonight.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is our French touch show. Lots of French, lots of touching, and a little bit of everything, I guess. I'm not really sure what we're doing here, but we're gonna make something of it.
It starts really well. I like it.
I want to remind all our listeners we are live on
Very
YouTube, on the IRC and nightride.fm. So if you're tuned in, pop into the chats and say hi because we like shouting out your names.
Yes, indeedy. And once again, just to let you guys know, we are here with just honestly three incredible artists, two very major pioneers to the French touch scene. So we are honored once again to have Lifelike on once again. Mr. Lifelike, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good, and you?
Very good. It's later for you than it is for me, but you guys sound more lively.
You kids me.
I think is that the French thing? Like, you guys, do you ever sleep, or is like our day your night, like vampires or something like that? I don't know. Because I'm always like, the show's gonna be late. That's okay, right? You guys are like, oh yeah, no problem. I'm like, oh okay, cool.
I think it's okay, honestly, for the three of us. I mean, I think I know that all of us are like up late, right? Demon, you're up late usually as well, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, I know it.
And of course we have.
But I wake early. I wake up early.
The one and only Demon, who is, again, another pioneer in the whole French touch community. OGs. Amazing.
Hi.
Demon.
And of course, we have our special co-host, Yoda. So, Yoda, how are you doing this fine evening?
No, I'm really good. I'm so happy that you asked me to co-host the show. I'm super happy. I'm like a kid in a candy store. I look forward to this. Like, yeah. Honestly, I'm not joking. I'm good. 12 o'clock, like it is now, midnight here. It's nothing for me. So all good.
Oh, very good.
And that's so are you all three of you in Paris?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Including Demon?
Yes.
Also.
All right.
I'm stuck in New Jersey, and Jules is up in Canada eating McRibs like they're going out of style.
Yes.
What time is it?
McRib.
At your place?
So first and foremost, do you guys know you've heard of the McRib, right? That's the sandwich that's always available from McDonald's, and it's a limited time only special.
I don't think they have it in
That's what I was
French,
gonna say.
France.
So real quick, we got to get the vital information out of the way here. You guys do McDonald's, but you do it differently. Is it true? I heard a rumor, but you call it what is it? A Royale with cheese? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Royal cheese, I think.
I didn't know if that was a real thing. I heard it on Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction, yeah.
I didn't know if it was true
Guys,
or not.
I don't know. Guys, I haven't been to McDonald's.
I know. When you're in France, why go to McDonald's?
That's honestly, I think that's it.
I'm sorry, I haven't been there. It's gonna sound like I'm posing, but I haven't been there. It's like I'm honest. Like I haven't been there since a very long time.
McDonald's, every time the pork prices come down here in North America, whether it's Canada or the US, they start marketing this sandwich called the McRib. So it's pork or something close to pork with this amazing barbecue sauce on it and onions, and it's like the best sandwich ever. And the last time it was in Canada was 10 years ago, so I've been gorging on it for the last 10 days.
Yeah, it's really.
I think I've had 21 of them in 10 days.
Oh, so it's really good.
It is.
It's messy though. It's a sloppy sandwich.
It's a sloppy sandwich, but it's so good.
What? 21 per day you have?
Well, no, 21 in 10 days. So.
21.
Yeah, 2 to 2, maybe a little bit more.
2.1.
2.1 every day.
Amazing. We are off to such a good start.
I don't think we have it here. Do we have it here?
I don't think so. No.
No, I don't think so.
You'll have to fly over to Canada real quick before it's gone again.
Yep. McRibs all around, and while we're listening to French Touch, we're going to be
it's so
dining on that delicacy.
So relevant to the French Touch.
It's extremely relevant.
It's gonna be on my life goals list.
There you go.
But I think here we have a chain that you don't have in Canada. I'm not sure of it, but we have a chain called Quick. Do you know this?
Yeah, I know. We don't have it here, but I know of the chain.
You don't have it there. Yeah, it's Belgium. It comes from Belgium.
Interesting.
So everything is made super quick, and they just throw it into your face.
just throw it at you. Sometimes you catch it. Sometimes
it sounds like McDonald's.
It is very much just like McDonald's. It sounds.
Yeah, it's faster than McDonald's. It's not even cooked. They just throw it in your face.
It's very quick. We're gonna get sued.
God.
We're gonna get sued.
We're already bashing brands, but it's okay. That's what we do.
By the way, you know what? I'm going to throw some shout-outs to
Yes.
the folks who have popped into the various chats. I want to say hello to Dysterian, our Polish friend.
Hey.
So it's really late for him. Actually, no. It's better than it normally is. Normally it's like 4 a.m. for him. So I guess it's midnight, 1? Yeah.
That's not too bad.
In Poland?
Yeah, in Poland. I think it's 1 a.m.
It should be like midnight or 1.
Yeah. All right.
Plus
Craig.
one.
Hello.
There we go. We've got Craig Packman tuned in from Perth, Australia.
Nice.
We've also got Rex Balls and Weezy.
What? Rex Balls?
Rex Balls, yep. Night Ride regular. We've
Yep.
also got Rico and Reckoning, Pashang all the way from Korea, John Stark 84, and Neon Samurai in the YouTubes. So welcome, guys.
Hello, guys.
Hello.
What time is it in Korea? It must be like...
Oh,
wow.
It's tomorrow. It's probably around the same time as the Aussies.
Yeah, so it's
totally.
It's actually not bad. I think it's like usually like mid-afternoon for the Aussies, and I know
it's probably
places
like it's noon or 1 o'clock in the
India,
afternoon.
all those places on the other side of the world. Well, very good. We're here. We haven't even talked about French Touch yet. We talked about food, which we usually get to, and where everyone's from, which is great. But you know, I don't know what French Touch is. I mean, I'm just kidding. I do, but I was amazed today. In fact, you were telling me a story, Yoda. Were you not telling me a story about one person that you were talking to that has not ever heard of French Touch? And there was
that is true. Yeah.
So,
he was wondering what was this going to be all about, and I said it is a French music genre that uses a lot of like samples from the disco, like 70s, and a lot of phasers. And what is the other effect? Boys, Team and Lifelike, help me out.
Filters.
The other one. Filters. Merci, monsieur. Alors, and a lot of repetitive things, and
hand claps.
And it became a thing in France.
hand claps.
And like that punk, or by like.
Oh yeah, the hand clap too.
You gotta have hand claps.
And the hand clap too, and a lot of
Hand claps.
things, and a lot of like very sexy beats, and in a loop basically. With
Like,
filters.
every time I'm playing one of your tracks, Lifelike, I've got my hands above my head doing the claps.
It's a must.
It is definitely.
Yes, you know what I call it, Jules? I call it the Lifelike clap. I'm not joking.
Yes,
Like, when I hear
absolutely.
When I hear
Like I would have invented.
Yeah.
Like I would have invented claps, hand claps.
I hear this,
I don't think so.
I tell Laurent, I'm like, this is the Lifelike clap.
Whatever.
It's like, it's not
that's
me.
the rumor. That's what
I clap.
the rumor was.
Yeah, it's totally the Lifelike clap.
I heard that when electronic
cool.
music first was created in the 70s, Laurent, you're the one who added claps to it.
If only it would have been me, I would have patented
Before
it,
he was
so
born,
nobody could
already.
reproduce
Before
it.
he was born,
You'd
he
be
added
rich.
these claps.
It's amazing. Although
All right,
I love it.
let's play a tune.
all right,
Let's
that's a great
get
idea.
some music into people's ears.
Yes.
We're gonna kick this one off. Laurent, this is one of your choices.
Yeah.
You wanted to rewind all the way back to what, 1987 with New Order?
I don't know. What track are you talking about?
The Beach.
The one that was on the list?
The beach.
The beach?
The beach and not the beach.
Right. Like, yeah.
Not the beach.
Not
the beach.
The bitch on the
not
beach.
the female dog, but
Yes. In French, we say la pute, but here it's the beach is la
c'est pas ma
plage.
biche. C'est pas ma biche.
Okay,
La biche,
so
yes, that's very romantic.
what I find interesting,
Thank you for calling me my biche. It's very nice of you.
this is the flip side to their other track, which is Blue Monday, right? Is that like, if you're this, I guess, goes back to the old days of what, 45 records or
Yeah, it's 83 actually. The date of release is 83. It's very old.
Amazing. So now the thing I like about this track is this is the first time I've ever heard this track. Is just acquiring it for the show. I hope we don't get blocked by YouTube for it. Sorry, Z, in advance. But the thing
Strike.
is, yeah, right. We only. I don't think we have a strike yet. So maybe it's
It's time.
it's our time.
We're gonna get a French strike.
So French. There you go. French strike. If you're gonna do it right. Do it with some new water, right? I love the fact that there's the flip side, and the flip side is basically the instrumental of the track without the vocals, which I guess that is all instrumentals. That's what they are.
Yeah.
But it's also neat because they added a little bit of flair to it. You know, a couple of the old school filters and effects and stuff like that. But what is it that gravitated you to the basically the flip side of Blue Monday versus the original?
Simply because I think it's the first electronic track that I heard in my life.
Oh.
Because actually my father had an affair with a secretary, and this secretary gave him a tape.
Okay.
And on this tape, she was younger than my father. And this tape, my father gave it to me.
So
you were introduced to the modern music.
He bought me this how you say that, boombox.
Yeah.
A little boombox. So I put it in a boombox, and it was the first track in the boombox. And I don't know why she had on this tape only instrumental version of records from that time.
Wow.
Maybe
so that
she
means
was
I'm very young.
pure
if you know the
synthwave
date of release
way
of
back
this
then.
record. And yeah, I think it's the first electronic record I ever heard, and it was this instrumental version. And I only knew years after that it was the most dance record ever sold.
Wow.
I think,
Wow.
something like that. And it's also the first time I think that they had an instrumental that was 8 minutes
Yes.
that they were playing in clubs. You know?
This one,
they kind of started the extended mix thing.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna dive in because yes, it is indeed 7 minutes. We're gonna dive into this track, and
Let me just do some shout outs real quick.
Okay, yes.
Hearts and Beta also joining us
Hey!
from Down Under. And we've also got Synth Fetish in the chats.
Oh,
and over on
there you go.
YouTube, Cesar Rates Jr. has joined us.
All right, people start.
Hello. Welcome.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Bonsoir.
Salut.
All right, this is once again this is
Bonsoir.
New Order with The Beach, and you're listening to it right here on Night Ride FM.
I have a question for the boys, Demon and Lifelike. How would you define the French touch genre? What is typical for the French touch genre?
Laurent? I can start if you want.
How do you make
Yes,
grandmom's
do that.
cookies?
Okay.
Yeah.
List all the ingredients.
I often hear about how do you say, a style for French touch. You described one of the French touch style with the phaser and filters, but to the way I lived the French touch, in direct when I was a part of it, was really more eclectic, because to me it was Air, Mr. Oiseau, iCube with the synths and the Detroit mood, Tranquillou, and the disco house, like maybe 10 or 15 different genders, which were totally different, like even technically the way they were making the music.
So are you talking about that on one track?
No,
or just in general, like a
no,
night
in general,
of,
for me, every artist had a totally different way to make music, and but the disco way maybe had a lot more success. No, I don't. It's not more success. It was more associated with the French touch. But to me, French touch is like Monsieur Oiseau, which is hip hop with MS-20 synthesizer, and it's Air, which is purely pop and and Daft Punk. Everything is very different. So to me, French touch is more like an era where every French artist doing music used to create his own universe with his own method, but there was something in common in the spirit. But I wouldn't say it's something in the music. Actually, it's more in the innovation of each artist.
Yeah, in the spirit. That was really well said. Wow.
And also the influences were very different. Like the Air artists were listening to I don't know, Gainsbourg, Beatles, etc. Lifelike to New Order. I was listening to hip hop, Wu-Tang and stuff like this. And Dimitri from Paris was listening to keyboard disco, jazzies. Every influence was different. Like maybe it's, you can see from each district in Paris, like people in the 70s, like Daft Punk, or they had some sound, or I don't know. It's very eclectic.
I think it sounds like, depending on your age and where you lived, your memories of a certain style of music are what most likely influenced you, right?
Yeah. Because at this moment in France, all the kids, there was this, not only in France, but the movements were strong. Hip hop movement was strong, and we had also hippies. I don't know, dans les lycées, in the high schools.
Yep.
It was very. Everybody had a different identity culturally, and but these guys, because of secretary issues with daddies.
Amazing.
So French.
They all discovered electronic music, and so they tried to put their culture into electronic music, and then they met, humanly. They crossed remixes and collaborations, and this made it more homogenic. But from the start, is totally eclectic, I think.
I like that.
There's a very multicultural approach of the music. I think Jeremy is right. A lot of Jeremy has more black music and hip hop, but obviously hip hop is more black than white. so to speak, music, and I maybe have more this electronic cold German influence, and but I
more
do also
new
like
wave, kind of like
sort of
80s.
new wave, but
Like
some
of
more 80s. But I do like to use sometimes black vocals in the stuff. It's like the interesting things of the record label where Jeremy and I were signed back in the days. This label called 20,000 ST had an interesting music universe. All the artists we were 4 or 5 artists, I don't remember now, and all of these artists had a specific music development, but there was a common point in the music that it wasn't like some kind of commercial dance floor disco house bullshit, if I can say it like that.
Of course.
I say bullshit because at some point the French touch thing started to become you just put a disco sample, you filter it, and you sing something on it, and blah blah blah, and that's it. But yes, I think
it's like synthwave. Synthwave. Eventually, everybody started doing a gated reverb. And that was that.
Yes.
And then it was synthwave.
Maybe a little bit like, I wouldn't say that because the synthwave never developed commercially.
Well, that's true.
Where disco house became quite of a big money.
Right. Once you start putting money in executive pockets and whatnot, I guess it does change the vibe a little bit for sure. But I love all that, and I love the fact that, to me, it's so reminiscent of what synthwave is today. It's almost like this little microcosm of artists that work together, and it's very, very similar to what people would describe synthwave is it began as a very indie, people doing their own thing, people also getting a lot of inspiration from. Now, I guess so. I would say that your French touch would get more of an inspiration from like a late 70s, early 80s, whereas I think modern synthwave gets inspiration from, I would say late
80s, early 90s.
Late
like
80s,
dance,
early 90s.
Dance, trance.
So it's a generational thing, I feel. But this was like the precursor. This was the thing that kind of started off, to me, like it's nostalgic music, and Jules and I will define it a lot as being music about nostalgia and adding a new twist on an old flavor. And
I think it was if I would find some kind of definition, I would say not to French touch, because French touch is something that journalists invented. Talking about the scene of the musical scene in Paris and then other artists in France, but I think it's more that the music in itself, it was like, because it was coming from this 90s electronic techno stuff that was really either like super dance floor or super trance or super exaggerated things, and really roughly produced. And I think with the French stuff that came by the end of the 90s and then early 2000s, I think it was like a major achievement of the electronic music in a major way. Like the production was very different from the early 90s. The sound was very, how you say that, refined.
I agree.
When we were producing the records, not only me, but Jeremy as well, and all the other artists, we were spending a lot of time in trying to get a really, really good sound. Maybe now, if we listen to the old tracks, we would say, no, it wasn't that good, but because it's old. But at that time, it was very important that the production was an important part of the development of the music. Where before, it didn't seem like production was so important. It was more
did the tools change to help this? Like the DAWs or the music production tools? Is that what helped? Did that help?
Yes, certainly. And when I arrived to this record label, Jeremy was already signed there since years. Jeremy had already developed Demon as a project since the mid-90s. Right, Jeremy?
97.
Wow.
97,
Wow.
you see.
It's amazing.
So he had what was interesting is that there was some kind of competition and emulation between the artists, not only in this record label, but with other record labels in Paris. We were a little bit like competing. You remember, Jeremy? We were listening to other records coming out. Yes, in a friendly way.
Yeah.
We would listen to this record and the production would be amazing. It would be like, wow, how did he get this sound? We have to find out how he produced that music.
It
What
was
did
not
he
really
use?
about the gear, because I think we are maybe not Laurent. No, I don't remember your sampler and your setup. But most of the artists had the same setup.
Very simple.
Yes,
that's true. We had the same.
Because it was the setup from. It was. I'd say it was Etienne de Crécy's setup.
So what tools? So what setup was it? Like what kind of tools did you have?
One sampler for myself. One sampler. One Atari to sequence.
Yeah, Atari ST.
Yeah. And one Yamaha digital mixer. So on the very first records, I had no mixer.
Wow, no mixer?
No mixer at all. So it's just out of the sampler.
Amazing.
And these are the one which sound the best. Like when I listen to them 25 years more.
Yeah,
it's too much. But when I listen to them now, I think they have a magic sound, even better than the tracks I worked a lot on.
And you're saying like an artist like Saint Etienne would have had the similar setup?
No, Etienne de Crécy.
Oh, Etienne de Crécy.
Yeah, he had there were two schools. Like I had a EMU sampler.
Yeah.
ESC32 for the and the guys from Solid, so Etienne de Crécy and Alex Goffer, they had Akai samplers.
Okay. did anybody
had Ataris and Yamaha digital mixers, and they used to love Genelec speaker, and we used to love Mackie.
All right, Jules, write that down.
Not only a production war, but it was like a brand war as well.
I hear that.
That's why our sound was fatter.
Yes, of course. Now, did anybody use the Amiga?
No
Amigas.
No,
I guess because it had no MIDI ports, right?
Scratch that off the list. All right. We're trying to better ourselves too. Jules and I are going to start our own
I'm taking notes,
outfit where we're going to
Amiga.
But with the digital mixers, when they came, you could automate everything. So this and Atari was the equivalent of Ableton or something like this.
Okay.
Incredible.
So it was not so rudimentary. You could do fine stuff.
Well, I remember, when it came out and it had the built-in MIDI ports, it was kind of geared for musicians. That kind of helped.
All right, so I say we play some more tracks here because, I'll be honest with you, every track is like 12 minutes long. It's going to be like, the sun's going to be coming out in Paris right now. We're going to be like, thank you for listening to our show. And like the birds will be chirping. We're going to...
3 hours later.
I'm telling this is just how we do shows. It's sick, frankly.
You can always play it twice as fast if you want.
That's
there you go. Yeah, turn the BPM like
we do. We have all the tools and
happy hardcore French touch.
Put it on 78 RPM.
Yes, we're gonna flip them all.
So
to
what's
78.
the next track? Tell me.
So this one is going to be the Lifelike track that we had chose. This was another pick from you, Lifelike. This one is Motion. And why did you choose this particular track?
I don't really remember why, but it's probably a good choice.
Yeah,
It's
a great
it's
choice.
mine. That's why.
This is my unprofessional side. Why did I choose this track? I don't know, because you asked me to choose 2 tracks, so I choose that one.
There's your 2, damn it.
And you obey.
And I'm done.
No, I choose that one actually because this track, there's nothing played in this track. Everything is just sample based.
Really? That's amazing.
Yeah, there's nothing played, or maybe a little bit of drums because you need to add a
Are
little
you
bit of drums
supposed
on
to
it.
say this? Are you supposed to say this?
This is the.
Oh,
the
I never
secret-
clear the
sauce.
sample, so it doesn't matter.
That's okay. Nobody listens to our show anyway.
I'm joking.
I'm-
It wasn't joking.
Okay, what year did this track come out? Motion.
I think the first version I had, I wanted to release it as it was like a super slow track, but everybody discouraged me to release it. It was like a 90 BPM track.
Oh,
And I
yeah,
thought,
it's too slow. What?
yeah,
Wow.
DJ would have to pitch the turntables from.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
right.
did. They pitched it up to it's 124. I have here on my little odometer. here.
Yes, the one you have like is faster, and that's another version that I released later on my record label, just like because I wanted to release it, and I thought if someone finds out which sample it is, then I'm good for jail. But then
Then you're toast. You're French toast.
yeah, it's actually basically only 2 samples together.
Very nice. Well, this is very intriguing. I'm very excited to give this a listen again with a little bit more context. So we're going to dive right into it. Once again, this is Motion by Lifelike. This is the original mix, and you're listening to it right here on Night Ride FM. And that was Lifelike with Motion, the original mix. So you're saying the original one that's the original mix, or that's the original?
That's the original one that was
mix.
released. So that's we got that from Beatport, right?
Yeah.
But
so that's the
Laurent
original release. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to release the 90 BPM version because that I released on my record label. I don't remember what year it was, maybe 2010 or 2011, something like that. I don't remember exactly.
2010, I think.
But I tried to release it on Vulture, on Alan Brax's Vulture.
Mm-hmm.
So he kind of liked the stuff, but he said that the clearance of the sample would be a lot of work, and also the fact that it was made the very first version that you don't have was made like in like 10 minutes on the sampler, on the EMU samplers, as we all had EMU samplers.
So that was like a demo, essentially.
Yeah, it was just two loops going together, and he said, "Oh, you have to make it dance floor because it's too slow," and so therefore it finally didn't got released. He said if you could add a little bit of things in the track, maybe. There was only two loops.
That's kind of an amazing thing that I think, in my opinion, I think that's kind of like your signature sound, because I think we might even discuss this before, but your music life, like it's very stripped down. It's stripped down to the essence, you know, where there's not a lot of like frilly stuff going on. Like you got your beat, you got your groove, you got your hand claps, and your little spicy, the thing that just gives it that little, whatever French word I'm about to say that I can't remember what I'm trying to say. What's the word, Jules? Je ne sais quoi or something.
Je ne sais quoi.
Je ne sais quoi. Yes, I don't know what that means, but I do use that in context. It's probably
nice accent.
a little soupçon of this and a little soupçon of that.
Yes.
Un soupçon. Oh, okay. Ooh, that's very fine.
But all right, so I love that.
Let's talk to Demon here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Right, sir. So you've said you've been at this since the 90s.
Yeah.
And how do you find your sound has changed over the almost over 2 decades?
I would say something that's very classic, but it's going back to where it started. I think basically I went to many directions, but I've never been as satisfied as I told you.
Yeah.
When I was just working on the EMU and Atari, and even without a mixer, the rawest sound.
Was it the limitations that you found exciting too? The fact that you really had limited options and you had to make it work.
I think it's the result that is crazy. It's not. I'm not bragging. I'm just sad. I lost maybe something from this era, because the rawness of the music and the grain from the sampling and all the chain of the sampling, from the turntable to from the 70s recordings to the turntable, to the sampler, and to the vinyl at the end.
Yep.
It was so authentic.
Right.
So you can't do more authentic than this. Even the record you sample, they sound less authentic than your result at this moment.
Well, yeah, I guess the quality of the records now and the record players, and just the way people sample them, right? It's so. Out of curiosity, what DAW do you use these days?
We've had this discussion before. We need to explain to the French.
Studio One.
Okay, so you do know what a DAW is. Okay, we asked Lifelike this last time, and he said,
these days I don't use I use the DAW only as a recorder, but I work only on hardware.
All right, because I take notes of every artist. What artist if there's ever a war amongst the DAWs, I know which artists are going to be on what side.
Oh my God, here we
I
go.
track all this.
Really, I mean,
That's what I liked about your music too. It was very influenced by hip hop, and me as a huge fan of hip hop back in the day, we were listening to the same stuff, but we kind of went in. We didn't go in different directions because I was listening to a lot of like the '90s dance music as well. What is it? Goodfellas. And of course, one of the songs we're gonna play tonight, Mojo, which was just like. Just a slam and groove, and I loved all that, the early house, the house of the 90s, the late 80s, but I know that the hip hop was a huge influence you with all the sampling, and like you said, it gives it that authenticness. Yes, it's just great the way that you get the little crispy crackles and the pops in the original, and that's the thing. People aren't they're not dumpster diving or crate diving. They're putting this. Nowadays, because everything's just a homogenized version. Everyone gets the snares from the same places and everything like that. But when you were digging in crates, that was magic. When you found a sample and then you can bring it over, and it does have a little bit of fidelity, that you had to live with, a little bit of the degraded fidelity.
A lot of presence, because I think when I was listening to mostly hip hop, trip hop, stuff like this, and I didn't know a lot about dance music, I thought it missed presence to me, the synthesizers and all that. And when I listened for the first time to the French touch starters like iCube, Tranquillou, and stuff like this, they were using exactly the same techniques as hip hop. And when you listen to these tracks now, what gets out of the speaker is something you can't really do with the DAW, and it has a lot of presence, like an animal going out of the speaker. You're not listening to the music; it's coming.
I'm sure there's a VST that does that.
Maybe a free or a cracked plug.
A French touch VST.
Oh my God, amazing. All right, so we're gonna play one of your tracks here. This is, I would say, one of the ones that I've found out first, and it's one of your more popular tracks. This is "You Are My High," but we're going to play a little bit of a different remix to this one here. So do you want to tell us a little bit about the song, your experience writing the song, and then of course this is the Vitalik remix, so maybe you can explain a little bit about what Vitalik had given the track, what extra life that it has been given by Vitalik.
Yeah. So my track is based on, it's the magic formula, as Laurent said, is based on two samples, which fit totally together, and I added a good bass line and everything. And this is the magic of the track, but this is the problem of the track. So to get more copyright, we asked to the remixers to create remixes without the melody and without the samples. So it was like a good exercise, and we asked Vitalik to do it. So he recreated a song which has something from the original. It's how do you say in French? You said it. The je ne sais quoi.
Je ne sais quoi. That's the only word I know.
From
and
the
I
original.
didn't say it right the first time.
It has no stems or elements from the original, but it has the je ne sais quoi from it.
Very good. I think we should just name the show Je ne sais quoi. I think that's
and it's based on synthesizers, and I know you guys are into this.
And absolutely. So what year did the original come out? You Are My High?
When did it come out?
What is it, like
2000.
2000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Those were the days. All right. So, and then how many years later did Vitalik remix it? A couple years later?
Just one 6 months later. Something.
Oh, so wow. So it was like a 1-2. Well, very good. All right, we're going to go ahead and give this one a spin. And
let me do some shout-outs.
But before that, we're going to have Jules do some shout-outs.
Our overlord, Z, is in the chat.
Hey, there he is.
So,
is YouTube shut off yet? Or are we still
No, it's still running, amazingly. But, just so Laurent and Jeremy understand, Z is the guy, he lives down in Tasmania, Australia, and he's the one who coded up the Night Ride website and built all the channels on YouTube and stuff. The guy's a computer whiz.
Hello, man.
And we also got Aero Team in the chat, as well as Art the Brawler. Our buddy Night Razor is in there as well. And KZL, Karen, Zoe Lee has joined us.
All right. That's a party. All right. So we all saddled in. Good, Mr. Jules? Got all the shout-outs out there? All right. We're going to go ahead and give this a drop here. Once again, this is Demon with You Are My High with the Vitalik remix right here on Night Ride FM.
So I had a question because Lifelike Laurent was talking about quality and French touch music. And because you were talking about like that you were striving to have the good sound initially when you started, and there was like kind of like a competition between the producers in this genre. So I was really interested in to know where comes this drive from, like why was it so important to have this good sound? Because as you said before, because you were talking about the techno scene, right? Like it was a bit like I'm not saying that it wasn't always quality, but then with the French touch sound, there is definitely a strive for quality. I think that always has been. I mean, at least in my ears, always a strive for quality. Where does this come from? Is it the French culture, or what is it? I'm really curious about this.
No, I think it's basically very technical. But Jeremy, he will complete my judgment, if you can say judgment. I think it comes from the fact that first of all, the quality of recordings has improved a lot by the end of 90s. The price of gear decreased and the quality of sound increased. So that's the first thing. And also, that's not the only thing. I think the fact that Daft Punk brought the compression into to use the compression as an effect in the music had probably a very big influence on the not only other part of the scene of other artists of this scene, but in general, in the music in general. I think the use of compressor started with a little bit with Daft Punk. Not that I don't think that people never used compressor before. Definitely not, because in the disco 70s they were using a lot of compressor. So, but I think
you mean sidechain.
We can the sidechain, which is an effect, the pumping effect, la pompe, comme on l'appelle in French.
You call it la pompe?
Yeah, no, we call it la pompe in French because it's our way of saying the pump, you know.
Yeah.
When the sound is pumping, and definitely there is a research of maximizing the volume.
Yeah.
And using, in fact, we were kind of producing the music with the compressor on at the end of the turntable, where before that, I never recall using a compressor at the end of my turntable. It was part of the sound.
You mean your mix table, not to your turntable.
Yeah, the mix table. At the end of the mix table, you had this compressor, whatever brand it was, but you had a compressor, and I remember that increasing after doing another release, you were making things more complicated, so you didn't have one compressor but 15 compressor. On every channel there was compression, and I remember Jeremy having a wall of compressor in his studio. Right, Jeremy?
Is it true?
Yeah, a small one.
Small.
Come look at my wall of compressors.
Yeah, so you know, there was this gentle emulation between artists. So I go one day to Jeremy and I say, "Oh, what is this compressor that you're using?" He's like, "Oh, this is this model, blah blah blah." And then I go home. I'm like, "Oh, I have to buy this one." So I go and buy this one. You know, believing that I'm gonna get the same sound, but of course not, because he's working on it a certain way, and so I'm like, oh shit, it doesn't work on my music. But yeah, I think I think the Jeremy's studio back in the days, I think, was very, very advanced compared to other studios, other French touch studios that I've seen, because I had a really small 8-channel mix desk. And a lot of other producers had very, very little mix desk equipment. But Jeremy had like a monster mix desk, digital. He was probably one of the first. He had this monster Yamaha mix desk,
I was inspired by Etienne de Crécy and Alex Goffin.
Yeah, from Etienne de Crécy.
Totally.
And he had this pile of compressors.
So were you using the compressors on different channels, or just one day you felt like using this compressor?
No, but I think Laurent went just at a certain moment, because I bought a lot of the same compressors. But what happened is that they all died in like 2 years, because it was the same model from TC Electronic.
So it had the same fault.
Yeah, it has the same fault, and they all died at the same time.
Oh my god!
I just after the guarantee.
Anymore.
Ouch.
Brand doesn't exist, huh?
But most of the compression was made in the Yamaha mix table, the big one, the O2R, and it was Etienne de Crécy and Alex Goffin who used this first, and they showed me. So, and even the sidechain compression, it's Etienne de Crécy who showed me. Someday I was with him and he said, "Oh, Jeremy, I get to show you. I just know how to do the Daft Punk pumping effect on the O2R." And he showed me just how to route the compressor. And then a few days later, I did "You Are My High."
Oh wow! Okay,
that's lovely. Wow.
Let's see what I can do
on my truck.
I would love to hear Demon Jeremy also tell me about what you think is what is it about the quality of French touch music? Like what do you think is the drive?
It's maybe a bit different in my mind. I don't say I don't agree with Laurent, but
you can.
No, I don't. No, it depends what you call quality, but I think it's more about taste. You know, the way even in mixing or in sampling or composing anything, it was never cliche what was done. It was always different from any other country, and it was always with good taste, you know, like not too much of this, never too much, never cheesy, you know, like nothing was cheesy.
Are you telling me the French? Are you telling me the French have good taste? No,
for 3 years in history.
I love it. All right. Well, speaking of good taste, and considering the fact that you guys are both here in the room, so to speak, we're going to go ahead and play this next track. Now, this is the one that I admit I did pick all your tracks, Demon, because I just love your stuff. And I'm like, you got to play this one, you got to play this one. So I was actually listening to this on my way home on, I think it was Saturday or Sunday, and I sent Yoda a message, and it was just me jamming out in the car to this this remix
it was lovely.
by Lifelike. So this was the both of you had your chance to really make this track shine. The song's called Happy Therapy. Do you want to just quick set that up, either one of you, about what kind of groove you're going for and how many samples it uses and how many of them are not clear?
This is proof that Jeremy and Laurent have met before tonight.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple times.
Yeah, a few.
Tell us about it. Yeah, do it. Come on.
Yeah.
Happy Therapy.
So Happy Therapy was a special project. It was like a side project for me, developed with a designer called Oraito, a famous French designer. And it was it was to market a perfume.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
The music had to be. It was a perfume which makes you happy, basically the concept. And with the molecules and everything, the design was very pharmaceutical. So the music was made for this, that's why the original tracks sound very different from what I do usually. And I asked Laurent for a remix, and he did an amazing remix.
And this was like 2007. I'm looking on here on Bandcamp, way back when.
Thank you so much, guys.
I got to do a quick shout out to Dave 808 Turner, who joined us from Australia, and our friend Full Eclipse, who had a listening party on Bandcamp for his new album.
Welcome.
Full Eclipse, he's got a new album called In Place of Power. It dropped last Friday.
Yeah.
You can get it on cassette, digital, and it's on the Business Casual. Yeah, cassettes. We're all retro here.
Yeah.
We are retro. Speaking of retro.
Can we get it on a 5-inch floppy?
Yeah, you can get it on 100 5.25-inch floppies.
Yes.
The real floppies that were floppy.
Love it.
No, of course. Yeah. I want a real box of 20,000 floppies.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna make that happen. In the meantime, we're gonna go ahead and drop this track. Once again, this is Happy Therapy by Demon, the Lifelike remix, right here on Night Ride FM. And that was Happy Therapy, the Lifelike remix of Demon. I dig that. I really dig that track. That's probably actually one of my favorites. And I was listening to that and I was just jamming out, and I think the remix is just on point. And yeah, all around just grooves. I hope you guys are grooving in the IRC. If you guys are listening, wherever you're listening to this podcast, I know we're on Spotify and YouTube. I think we haven't shut down YouTube yet, so that's good. YouTube is okay with the samples, so I think we're good. So
hey, all the samples are cleared, okay?
Every single
all
one.
good.
Everything.
Yeah. All good. No
Okay, you know what? I found this interesting. We were talking behind the song. We were talking about how, and I like, Laurent, what you said. There are artists out there who will see a formula that works, and they will jump on bandwagon, so to speak, and emulate it to try and get a quick pathway to success. But then you've got artists like yourself or like Demon, who you have your own style. You've been making the music for this long, and your success comes from, at a certain point in time, people have a taste for a certain type of music, and your albums are there, or they're already there, and boom, success comes, right? And you didn't do it for the fad, for the trend.
But right, that's what I'm gathering.
The listeners come to you. You don't go to the listeners.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, but maybe it's a different approach of producing music. And me, what I learned from that era, when we were using a lot of samples, and I did a lot of demos that never got released, and I was searching for. I also tried to search for a recipe of making a record that would be successful, blah blah blah, because everybody were looking a little bit like that. Everybody was searching for a record that would be big and find the right combination. Something that I learned from sampling that I think is very important when you are sampling records. I mean, for myself, it was always not to keep the samples that you think would be useful, unless it was like a drum or something. You would sample a little drum and you think, oh, this can be useful in terms of production. But
right.
When it comes to the sound or the voice you would use in a record, I learned that you have to sample something that you really like. And then I was like compiling a lot of sounds on the keyboard, and at some point some of the combination would work, because actually I noticed that the music that you like is always in the same key.
Yeah.
So
I never
you can
thought
sample
about that.
whatever record you want. You can sample a disco record, a pop record, or whatever. If the samples that you're taking, you like it, it's connected to a key that you like.
You know what? I'm gonna go through my DJ sets, and I'm gonna take a peek at if there's a trend in.
There's definitely a trend with me. Yeah.
What key I like.
Definitely a trend. I think maybe I think I did that at one point, because when we do mix as DJs, we just you just look at, because you want to mix on key and everything like that, and the technology now is just great. It just does it automatically for you. I think I'm like I play around in C, which is like that's your typical Atlantic City, ching 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 ching, like that. You're a winner sound.
I noticed I like major keys, but it's only like 1 in 10 songs that is a major key.
Huh?
Right?
Interesting.
Yeah.
You're talking about the key, the full key of your DJ mix. Yeah.
The full
of the
key
track.
Okay.
I like my C. I think.
So I've always got to step. I got to step up and down, like major to minor.
That's all. That's the only producer thing that I know. Is just like
I use the other notation in the DJ software that
Camelot
6M and 6D.
I actually use I use Camelot too, but you can flip flop it on my software, so you can go back and forth. But very good. All right, so we're gonna keep moving along. We're not even like halfway through our song list, so we're gonna dive into this one because I'm really, really interested. This is Yoda's pick coming up next. Mm-hmm. And Yoda, you picked probably one of the, I would say, I would say one of the most synthwave songs out there. But the funny thing is, Kavinsky synthwave? Is it more? I think it's more French touch. But at the end, like, I don't even know if it's synthwave at all, because he refuses to even say that he's synthwave. I'm just interested. What brought you to this door here, the Kavinsky door, the old Kavinsky?
Well, let's talk about. I thought we gotta like touch on the Valerie Collective.
We should definitely do that as well. Should we do that first? Because I want to know what the hell is the Valerie Collective, and why were they so important, and why do people continuously talk about the Valerie Collective? And I'm saying this as a listener who knows nothing about anything, but genuinely, I wasn't around in 2016 or 2011, I think, when they came out. Is it a blog? Is it a collective? Is it a record label? Is it a style? I need to be educated. So if you can help me along with that.
I will pass this one on to Laurent and Jeremy. Yeah. So what about the Valerie Collective? I think I met them. But
get your notepads.
Pass this. Alors, Laurent, Jeremy, Demon Lifelike.
Valerie Collective? You mean
Oui.
I don't remember what it was. It was like different bands, no?
Yeah. It was different bands, like college and college, and
and they had this music synced to this movie, this Drive movie. No?
Yeah, well,
is this?
So I think they were around before Drive, but
before Drive.
I like the fact.
It's possible.
I like the fact that Lifelike and I are both as clueless as to what the Valerie Collective is. That is magnifique.
I never heard about them.
What about you, Jeremy? What about you, Jeremy?
Never heard of them.
This is the perfect answer.
Okay, here we go.
Different producers, basically, in the French touch genre. But it's like French touch crossover with something else, isn't it?
It was like a. I think Valerie Collective is like French touch, but they went instead of as not so disco dance oriented, they went more. What we know of now is synth, like Outrun or.
So it was maybe a stepping stone.
Yeah, it was a stepping stone to synthwave.
Yeah,
I'm reading. Like, it was a collective founded in Nantes, France, in 2007 by David Grillet.
I like the fact that
colleagues.
Jules is just reading Wikipedia at this part.
I'm Googling, man. So
let the guy do his thing, darling.
Yeah. Oh, now you sound like Ollie Ride, darling. But this includes artists like Anorak, Matelvin.
Yes.
And Collège and Kavinsky to a certain extent.
Yeah.
The Outrunners, Minitel, etc.
That tasty.
I don't know, Jeremy. Do you know Kavinsky? Vincent, do you know him?
Personally, you mean?
Yeah. No?
Yeah, I met him. I was a figurant. How do you say in English? Someone who was in the back of a video clip.
Oh, okay. Like an
extra.
Like an extra.
Like an extra.
Yeah. In a Monsieur Oiseau video clip, Analog Worms Attack. Kavinsky is the main character.
Wait, in a Mr. Oizo?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Wait a minute. You were a character in his...
We can see you there?
You can see me. The clip...
That's Demon in the background.
Yeah. You can see me in the clip. And it's... how do you say? It's strange, but it's a worm race.
Oh, okay.
No, they are worms. And they organize a race.
Really?
Yeah. But Kavinsky is the main character, so I met him this day. He's a good friend to Monsieur Oiseau.
Oh, nice. I've met Monsieur Oiseau, but not Kavinsky. Monsieur Oiseau is a really nice guy. But I just want to say the reason why. Thanks for asking, by the way. I'm just stepping in.
This is how we ask questions.
I chose the next track is because I think that it's kind of like a crossover between, for me, French touch, but still synthwave. But there's kind of like a crossover feel. You can shout at me if you don't agree.
I agree 100%.
Yeah, oh, thank you. Oh, thank God. Now I can relax. I can take a deep breath.
This was when people started to notice.
Yeah. I think when we have Lifelike and Demon on, these are veterans, right? So this synthwave stuff is too new for them. This is too new for them.
We got the babies. Me and Jules are the babies of the group.
Yeah.
50-year-old.
Although you sound older than us.
I probably am twice your age.
No idea.
Oh, ça c'est pas gentil.
No. Honestly,
52.
I feel like we're probably the same age.
52 ans.
You're born in 1952, putain, pas mal.
No. It's 71.
74.
1952. Bravo.
Oh.
1971.
Ah ouais, c'est toi le plus vieux alors.
Ouais.
C'est toi le plus vieux.
Sorry, Dennis.
I love the fact that I had no idea what you were saying, but I was laughing along right with everyone else because
My birthday, because I'm so old.
So if you were listening to hip hop back in the day, you had to have been around the same age. I was born in 74. So for me, I fell in love with all of the French touch sound because to me it's like old disco. It's old, got that dance floor Studio 54 kind of vibe, and then like when you fill it in with a little bit of the hip hop and the sampling elements, I mean, I'm just like sold. You know, I went back Tribe Called Quest and KMD and all the great hip hoppers from back in the day, De La Soul and all your heavy sampled things, EPMD and just really the stuff that they basically didn't make any money. They didn't make any money either because they sampled everything and everyone took their cut. I remember Third Base didn't make a single dime off of their albums, the Cactus album, which was like #1. At least it was in the States. That's the old white boy rappers. But they didn't make a single dime off the album because everyone had their pockets out.
I guess hip hop. I only listened to it a little bit in the late '80s, early '90s, like Boogie Down Productions.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
stuff like that, and obviously the disco era and things like Grandmaster Flash, early '80s.
Yes. All right, we had a point or a thread going on, but we sort of
we now know what Valerie Collective is.
We now know that we don't know
much, Jules.
what the Valerie Collective is. Amazing. All right, so we're going to go ahead and play this now. You might have heard of this guy. His name is Kavinsky, and he's got this movie or something that he was in, or at least his music was in. It's called Drive. I don't know. I don't never heard of it. But,
never heard of it.
Never.
You might like it. This is the unremixed version, the original Night Call. So Hannah B, who I hope is listening right now, she loves this song. It's her favorite song. I hope she does a lot of dancing, and we're just gonna give you the play right here on Night Ride FM. Enjoy.
There's something inside you.
And once again, that was Kavinsky with Night Call. And yeah, that is a little bit slow. I have a remix. I have to find a remix to give you because I think it's a little bit better. It's a little bit faster. You know, you get that little groove going. But that was the big hit. You know, that really put synthwave on the map. So very, very good choice. And I think
you better say that.
Every choice here is good.
Yoda's choice.
I think everything is just wonderful. But we were talking a little bit off the air. We were talking about some of the artists that are coming around. And speaking of retro wave, we have Jules, who is. Why don't we just run down and we'll start talking about some touring and events, and some people are coming to France. Who might that be? Mr. Jules?
Well, so I was talking about the Midnight, and you know what? I'm wrong. So the Midnight, they are doing an India, Australia, and then a Europe tour, but the Europe does not include Paris. Ooh. I don't know why.
Oh.
So they're gonna be in, like, I guess one of the closest places would be Berlin, Germany.
Denied.
Yeah. Other than that, it's Netherlands. Hamburg.
Because we don't want them here.
Yeah, that's it. Right.
So no France at all?
No France.
Oh, that's bizarre.
It's just a couple. So 3 places in the UK, 2 in Germany, and 1 in.
They are touring this summer.
Yeah, so this is going to be like in July.
That's why they can't play here, because we have the Olympics here, and during July, August, and June.
Well, they could play the Olympics.
I think to play in Paris as an artist.
They should have tried to play the Olympics.
Yeah, that's true.
That would have been.
What about Sweden?
Can you hear
Are
me?
they playing in Sweden?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hello.
Moi, je t'entends, Jérémy.
Yes.
Jeremy.
I have one of my younger daughter who just woke up.
Oh, yes.
I have to go.
Okay, but
and I hope I can come back.
The glories of fatherhood. Yes.
But if you don't, Demon, thank you so much for joining us.
Yes.
Thank you very much. I had a very good time, very cool time.
Yes.
All right.
But maybe I can come back
Yeah,
in 5 minutes. But if I don't,
sure, you're welcome.
Bring your daughter on. We'll make it a family.
Bring your daughter.
No
right.
problem.
We'll see you.
All right.
Hello.
Ciao.
yeah.
Ciao.
Ciao, ciao. À tout à l'heure. Maybe.
Salut.
D'accord. All right.
Jules.
So the midnight. Yeah. So unfortunately, no Sweden either. They're going to be Netherlands, Germany. Oh wait, they're playing at a festival in Malmo.
Yeah, but
in
that's Sweden.
July.
No.
Yeah, in
No,
July.
no. Okay.
July 12th.
What's the name of the
13th.
festival?
The South Ocean Festival.
Okay.
Never heard of it.
Why not?
There you
I
go.
mean, I think I will be in Sweden, so why not?
There you go.
Maybe.
So,
yeah.
For the rest of our listeners, they just announced a North America tour after they've done with the EU and UK or Scandinavia. They're coming over to North America, September 6th to October 18th. They're going to be all over the map
With
here in North America.
Chromeo.
With Chromeo, that's right. They're touring with Chromeo.
Wow. Oh,
there we
that's
go.
great.
Yeah, it's very exciting. What else do we have, Mr. Jules? I think we're kind of
Well,
all over the map here with our
Yeah,
dates
so
here.
coming up this weekend, February 16th, you saw these guys this past weekend, Von Kaiser.
I did.
They're going to be playing in Philly this weekend with Neutron Dreams.
Yes, sir.
And then that's going to be on the 16th. On the 17th, Von Kaiser's going to be back in Grand Rapids playing with Matt Squared and Pesky Kid. So Grand Rapids is their hometown.
Yeah.
So, yeah, David and Caitlin are putting their lights, giving their lights some exercise.
Yeah, and their car some good mileage.
their
Very good. What else we have here? We have the Black Heart House of Serpents, FHE, and the Phantom Division playing on the 17th, also in Leeds, UK. We also have, on the same date, Kilowatts Bar, 2D Cat, Namesayers, and Catch Pritchard? Is that what it is? Pritchard?
Yes.
Okay.
Catch Pritchard.
I can't see names.
And let's see, on March 8th, unfortunately, there was this gig going down the Skylark Cafe. Michael Weber had to pull out. But it's going to feature the Night Cry, Casual Panic, and of course, Cara and Zoe Lee's going to be DJing.
Ah, very nice.
Oh, great.
All right. We'll do, let's do one more in March here. We have the Heartbeat Highway Tour.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. What is this?
Yeah. This is happening in Europe, all over Europe. Cannons is on tour, and they've Nina and Radio Wolf have joined them.
Wow, that's legit.
Great.
So Cannons with Nina and Radio Wolf. That's going to be awesome.
And where can people go if they want to find out about the touring and events, Mr. Jules? Is there a place?
Just type Synthwave events in Google, and the first link that pops up will take you to the Night Ride FM blog, where we track all the Synthwave live events.
And that's it. Go check it out. Find out where your next favorite band is playing, and go see them. Support your local Synthwave artists, because they won't get support anywhere else.
By the way, quick shout out to Ryan Harder over on the YouTube.
Hey.
And also our Greek guitar god, Dimi K, has joined us.
Hey.
Oh, Dimitri, welcome.
Yay.
Oh, my God. It's got to be like 5 a.m, but you know.
I know.
No, it's like 2:42.
Yeah, don't forget, Dennis, we started early today.
Oh, we did. That's right.
So we should try and finish early.
We should.
Okay.
No more sunrise
all right,
episodes.
so let's move on to. We got a second choice from Yoda here.
Yeah.
And this is a wicked track.
Oh my God, I
It is,
love
right?
this
Do you
track.
like it?
I was jamming this back. Like we just. I mean, I'm a DJ 35 years, so like we. I killed this song. Like I played it so much.
Oh yeah.
It was just incredible. So why did you choose this one, Yota?
I chose it. I'm sorry, my cat is like yawning in the background. It's like meow 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 because he likes this track.
Quick, get Lifelike to sample it.
First of all, I just think that this is a house, like French touch house anthem, like one of the biggest.
Yeah.
Definitely, like it's top 5, definitely, or top 3. I think it's, when you listen to it, it just brings you back to that time, and it's very catchy. it's very beautiful. It's very happy. It makes me feel really good. And I also happen to, I'm sorry, my cat is making like yeah, he's going crazy in the background.
That's okay.
But yeah, maybe he's excited.
Sexy
about
purring.
The track. But
that's a very
yeah,
French thing.
He's not purring, he's scratching the door. I don't know
Okay.
why, because the door is open. But anyway.
Okay.
I met also one of the guys from Mojo. And
nice.
he's a lovely, lovely guy. So I really, so I kind of like feel that it's really cool that I got to meet him, and we talked about Mojo, we talked about the music and stuff. And I'm just in love with this track. I can listen to it all over again, all the time. You know, I never get bored.
Me
What
too.
do you guys think? What do you guys think about it?
This is incredible.
You're talking to DJs. Like,
Yeah,
if you don't have this in your library.
Like, I didn't even have to like ask
right?
Jules for this. I just like looked up my regular DJ collection, and I think I play. In fact, I have the amount of times that I played it right here on my play count. 168 times I played this song.
At DJ
at different events, parties, and whatnot. So this is definitely high up on my play scale.
I know what Laurent was just about to say. He's like, you played it 100 and how many times in one setting?
I just looped it all night long, and that's it. I just mixed it up and played that one back to back, and people loved it. So hopefully you guys will love it as well. We're gonna go ahead and drop it right now. This is Lady Hear Me Tonight by Mojo right here on Night Ride FM.
just feel like I won't get you out of my mind. I feel love for the first time, and I know that it's true. I can tell by the look in your eye.
All right, once again, that was Mojo with Lady Hear Me Tonight. That was a DJ-friendly mix, which is always good for us DJs who
Can't help myself.
go nice in and out, and, a nice transition, a nice little groove. And, of course, that was, I think that was one of the bigger French Touch tracks, because I didn't even know this was French Touch when I was playing it like 10 years ago. I had no idea that this was that kind of vibe.
French what? Oh, by the way, Yoda.
Yeah.
Dimi would like you to know that he says hello.
Oh, hello. Yasu Dimitri Dikanis.
Yasu. Era.
Excellent.
That is so sweet. I'm so happy that he's there.
Dimmy he's great. Yeah, and he's a trooper too. He always comes to
guy.
So many
Beautiful
shows,
person.
and it's always so late, and I always feel bad. But that's we can't all be on the same time zone. You know how that is, but
no, it's okay. And Dimitris is a super good guitar player. I want to tell everybody, he's so talented, extremely talented. Yeah.
Now, one thing I wanted to ask. I don't know if Jeremy will be back or not, but Laurent, Yoda, are there? As we start to wrap up the show, I want to know if there's any artists you guys think we should be listening to, and it doesn't have to be French Touch, and obviously it doesn't have to be synthwave, but are there artists you think or collaborators you've been working with that people need to go check out?
Well, I do think, now it's going to sound like, okay, she chooses somebody that she works with, but this is definitely the first one that I thought of now. All of my producers are really, really skilled. But the first one that I thought of now that is like very close to the genre, like then we're talking about French Touch basically, because we're talking about French Touch, but kind of like a crossover could be. So that therefore I mention him. It's Douze.
D-O-U-Z-E, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
He's very, very skilled, and he made many of the tracks that I did that worked really well. So
on Room 412?
On all of my albums. He's been there since the start.
If you like Yoda, you will.
By the way, did you see my pretty vinyl I got?
Did you? Which one did you get?
Sexy vinyl.
I can't remember.
Silver or gold?
No, gold. I got the gold one.
The gold.
Yeah, I didn't see that. Did you post something about?
Yeah, I posted it. I posted a little video in the Synthwave Vinyl Collectors Facebook page. I'll send you the video.
Did you tag me? I didn't see that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. But
I'm so sorry. I didn't see that.
That's okay.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
We know how
amazing.
It is.
I got my vinyl. I'm happy.
But always if somebody tags me, I usually always reply. So that was like, I'm sorry, I didn't see that.
I'll find my way to France. I'll find my way to France, and you're gonna sign it.
Totally, come over.
Amazing.
No, I'm not joking though. Seriously, do it.
When I have money and time, I will definitely go.
And I'll be on the plane.
So money, you stay here. You just need to pay for your ticket, obviously, darling. Okay, so but Douze has been there since the start. So he's been there since my first album, and he was actually the one who told me, Yoda, you can't do all those featurings all the time. You need to make your own album. And so he's super. He's like he made so many tracks. It's just gonna be too much to mention. But Mr. Moonboy or Mirror or like a lot. But he also has side projects, and he has worked with Chris Menace, and he's definitely like a crossover between French touch and sometimes synthwave.
Yeah.
And he's very, very skilled. But
Chris
outside
Menace,
that,
he's one of my favorite synth artists. So nice.
Chris Menace is amazing. So Chris Menace obviously is super good, and he's a good friend of ours. I mean, Laurent released Discopolis with him.
Yep.
So Chris made the instrumental for Lucid Dreams.
Very nice.
Yeah. It's Chris. So I mean, Chris is okay. So Chris, obviously, but outside that, I don't know. There are so many artists. I'm afraid that we're like,
now I put you in this awkward spot. Somebody's gonna be like, "Why didn't you say our name?"
Your name too. That was good. That was really good.
You're
for being put on the
so
spot.
mean. This is horrible. Oh God.
Yoda.
So many.
Also,
Yeah.
Craig Packman from Australia says hi.
Oh.
Now the train of highs is coming in. But
The high train.
Oh, hey Craig. Oh, how are you doing?
yeah, G'day.
Oh, wow, that is lovely. Okay,
Great.
I know. That is
All right, so
sweet.
dudes, Chris Menace, and there are several. Actually, I was kind of glad you mentioned dudes because there's like you said, there's a lot of talent on your albums.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
people don't realize these artists are stars in their own right.
Yeah. They are like all the producers are like. I mean, I cannot sit here and sing by myself. We have to work. It's a teamwork, and I try to bring that out. When I post things, I try to do that, and it's. I mean, and I have, so many producers so far. Like all of my albums, I think we're like 13 or 16 people total. Like there's a lot of people. There are a lot of people, and they're all super, super talented. Super good.
I didn't realize dudes was our overlord here. Z posted some links to a couple of dudes albums, and I didn't realize he was on New Retrowave.
Look at that.
Like the Rise and Fall album, and
Yeah.
and then he posted a link to dudes' own Girls and Phasers Volume 1. Oh.
There you go.
Add to wish list.
Shout out to New Retrowave, 10 at New Retrowave, who is just...
Shout out to 10.
He's on fire.
Shout out to 10, of course. I'm signed to the New Retrowave, so that's
it.
It's like I have to say. It sounded like I have to say no. I would love to meet 10 one day. I'm planning on going to New York, so it would be
hard
lovely
to meet.
He is.
Is he? Yeah.
He hides.
Himself, like,
hides in the corner.
If he goes to big synthwave concerts in New York, he hides and he makes sure nobody knows he's there.
He's pretty.
But even
modest,
if I'm signed to the label, maybe.
Well, maybe. Okay, yeah, you might be VIP.
A little bit.
I'm planning on going to New York soon, so it will be lovely to me. We will see.
When you go to New York, I'm gonna go to New York, and we're all gonna hang.
Oh my
out.
God, you have to.
I'll bring my vinyl.
You know what? I will stay in Soho. Let's meet up. I will stay in Soho. I know that already.
We'll hang out with Starcadian.
That's it.
Actually, you know what? Starcadian, Dennis.
Yes.
Wouldn't you say that Starcadian's got a little bit of a French touch?
He's definitely got a little bit of that dance groove.
He's got the disco, funky, stuff going on.
More like 80s Prince, but very, very danceable, very, very just good, polished.
So we're gonna meet up with him as well.
Oh
yeah. It's gonna be a whole thing. But we gotta play a couple more tracks here so we can round this up, so we can send some people home. I'm gonna play this song. This is from the Valerie Collective that no one's ever heard of, and this is one of my favorite tracks. The only problem I have with this track is you'll understand, and this is why I picked this one, because French touch a lot of times is this. It is a sample, and to me, if I was to describe what French touch is in my limited knowledge of it, it is all about the groove. Everything serves the groove. And with this song, you'll see that it's got so much groove. They forgot to even have like an intro and an outro, and it makes it a nightmare. It makes it a nightmare for DJs to mix in and out of it. But once you're in there, once you're in the middle of the track,
where's my 4 or 8 bars?
What the hell? It comes right in, and like it just there's no way you can mix this in with a regular mix. But we're gonna give it a drop anyway because I'm not mixing, I'm just playing. So this is College with Teenage Color right here on Night Ride FM. And that was College with Teenage Color. And yes, I don't know.
Starts quick, ends quick.
It just, it mixes out, and like I just can't. I can't do nothing with that, but I love it.
In the IRC chat, we've been talking about how to mix this, and I'm saying, first of all, you can, if you want to chop it, like Z said, you can chop it in. If you have a song that's same BPM, same key,
yeah,
right on the beat, you chop it from one to this,
right.
As long as this is treated as the next phrase in the prior song.
There it is.
Right? Or you could steal some loops from the middle of this one and kind of sneak it in.
All right, I'm taking notes.
Taking notes.
The thing is that I never I don't DJ and stuff so I'm just listening to this when I'm out walking or running. So for me it's not, but these are things that you are thinking about. Obviously, it's
it's everybody knows DJing is so much harder than music production. Oh yeah.
They do, right?
You know what? Amount of work we can
for this album, I would really like I will definitely make a track like that. It's really, really difficult to mix.
Oh,
That everybody will love
if you want to drive people DJs nuts, do a tempo change in your song.
Yeah, just a slight tempo change, just like a real sudden type of like
What
and
did
then
you
it
do?
just
Because that throws the DJ software off. It can't
just
auto
gets
beat. It
derailed.
can't auto beat sync.
no,
And then
it's over.
It's a
It's
promise,
over.
darling.
all right.
Although
Darling,
we
it's a
just mix
promise.
out of it at that point. We're like, we're done.
Ooh, is it my turn for a song?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I tried to keep in the same vein of Frenchy, touchy stuff, right?
Touchy-feely.
Yeah.
But this is a bit harder, like Carpenter Brute. We're talking about Justice. I mean, if you like Daft Punk, you probably like Justice. And they've got an upcoming album called Hyperdrama that's dropping April 26th. And yeah, so speaking of Mr. Oiseau, this past Saturday I was DJing with my buddy Exile, and we were doing a synthwave night. But last few nights he's DJ'd, he's been on a Mr. Oiseau kick, Oizo, and he's played like 2 or 3 tracks throughout the night. And then I didn't know this, but I didn't know that Justice had a new album coming out. So he's like, "Oh, by the way, you want to hear the new Justice?" And I'm like, "Wow!" So
with
the
Tame
2 songs
Impala.
available right now on
Crazy.
Bandcamp.
Yeah.
I picked this one. This is Justice and Tame Impala, and the song is called "One Night, All Night," right here on Night Ride FM.
Yeah.
And that was Justice and Tame Impala with One Night All Night. And yeah, I love it. I feel like that's kind of like the new evolution of the sound. I think that's really cool. I like the fact that you can kind of take that French touch sound and spin it and keep it alive, you know, keep the groove alive, so to speak. And I really dig that one. It's a really good one.
It's, you know what I find, it's a little bit softer than what Justice usually puts out,
for sure. But that just about wraps it up. We have one more track, but of course, I know it is getting late over there in Paris, and we just want to thank once again for just be amazing and coming on the show. It's really great that you lent your time. Of course, Lifelike and Demon. Demon is tending to his daughter right now, but
his little demon.
Demon. Exactly.
And Laurent, thank you so much for just sticking it out. And I know it is incredibly late, but you guys are amazing. We always love having you guys on the show, and I think it was informative.
Thank you for inviting me. And see you soon.
And I hope you don't mind, but we're going to wrap up the show with one of your tracks, a little remix. So thank you again for joining us.
More than welcome.
And Yoda, of course, we have to thank you for joining us and making this happen.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Very
it was a
special
pleasure. I loved it. Thank you so much.
This was a lot of fun. And then real quick, you can always check us out. Patreon, we do have an ability if you guys want to support the show or the radio station, you could do that. Just go to patreon.com/NightRideFM. You can also go to our website, which is thestateofsynth.com, and then you can go to the top right-hand corner. It's a little buy us a beer link, and you can always buy us a beer. Or who knows, maybe if you come out to a show, to an event, you can buy us a beer in real time. We'll buy beer right back, because that's what we do. That's how we're like, you know, it's a give and take. But thank you so much for listening. Jules, anything else we have to add here before we
that's it. I want to thank all our listeners, everybody who joined into the chats. And of course, once again, Yoda, thank you so much.
Yeah.
And
thank you so much. I loved it so much, and thank you for everybody who were there, including Dimitris. It was amazing that he was there, and everybody else. I loved it.
Folks, go find your songs from Demon, and of course Lifelike and Yoda. You can find them smattering everywhere. And Yoda, thanks for mentioning Dues and reminding us about Chris Menace.
Yeah,
and, folks, you can head over to New Retrowave if you want to find an album by Dues. You can also head over to his own Bandcamp page. And yeah, I think that's it. We're gonna play you all out with a track by Lifelike. This one, everyone knows this one. It's so electric. This is my favorite version of it. This is the roller disco edit from all of us here at Night Ride. Have a good night,
and we will see you next week.
Bonsoir.
Bonsoir.